Welcome to the family with
Alex Rasmussen.
Let me do it again. Here we go. Welcome to the family with
Alex Bernard Rasmussen.
Co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Brandt Bernard.
Kristen Burt.
Kristen Burt's with us. Look at
Kristen's part of the roll call now.
We're outnumbered.
You
Ladies.
are. Got estrogen in the house.
Yeah.
3-2.
Speaking of estrogen, I've been watching some girl shows.
Speaking
Oh,
of
what girl
estrogen.
shows have you been watching?
Well, I don't know if it's a girl show. Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, she text messaged me and she goes,
Well, it sounds like a girl show.
"You should watch Apple Cider Vinegar." And at first I was like, "What is that? What? Like not like watch out for Apple Cider Vinegar." And then I was like, "Oh, it's a show."
Yeah, Netflix loves
Brilliant.
scammers. They love scam shows, and this is a big one. What do you love about it?
Is the main actress, is she from...
Caitlin Dever. She's from Justified. She was in Last Man Standing. Unbelievable. Dope Sick, you probably know her from.
Dope
Yeah,
Sick.
Dope Sick.
Is she
that's her.
Australian?
She is American.
Okay.
Yeah.
She plays in Australia.
The show is Australian.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like the other shows that are sort of like that. But I
It's
just
from
think that the
Amanda
way they're
Seyfried
doing
one.
it is just interesting. A little bit more interesting.
There you have it. Ladies and
That's
gentlemen, Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC equal housing lender. Kristen Bird, who did not return my phone call yesterday.
I knew I was going to get crap for this. First of all, there is something weird about, and I've told you this before, because you call me on FaceTime audio, and then
Oh.
when you leave me a voicemail, I get it like 12 hours later.
Yeah.
12 hours?
Yes. So I got it this morning when I woke up and I was like, oh no, I'm going to be in so much trouble because he's going to think I'm mad at him or something, and I'm not.
No, I understand.
FaceTime audio. How are you doing that?
FaceTime
Don't you just
audio.
call her phone number?
That's what I did, but I didn't even realize I was on FaceTime audio.
Yeah, you're utilizing FaceTime audio and then leaving a message on FaceTime audio, and then it takes, for whatever
forever to get
reason, 12 hours for the voicemail to come through. So if you want me to call you, I would say just text me and just be like, call me.
Yeah, there you go. We can do that from now on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was talking yesterday about this whole situation, and I just basically, for the last at least a year and a half, maybe even longer than that, no matter what somebody's political viewpoint is, I take the exact opposite just to see what happens. And we did that yesterday. And I was like, I don't think Kristen was too happy, too comfortable with
I
that.
think we should make America great again.
I think, no, my point in all of yesterday, because it's like, I'm an independent voter. I'm non-party preference. It's NPP
Right.
here in California. My point is to everybody, pay attention to the checks and balances and what's going on right now. That's it. And utilize those points of view that are non-biased, those type of media outlets. Look at Europe too and what they're reporting. I think you'll get a better scope of what's actually happening versus MSNBC, CNN, Fox News.
Oh,
get it.
Mom
All
has
of that.
finished.
That is my point in all of that.
Mom, why'd you leave?
There she is.
I'm
Oh.
trying to figure out how to get your boarding pass and
Yeah, don't do it on that computer because it's just going to break it. Do it on his Chromebook.
I hate the Chromebook.
Oh,
Chromebook.
I don't even know if I know how to log into the Chromebook.
We had a few people in the chat room while you were on the Power Trip Morning Show.
Oh,
Oh,
you did?
great. How did that go this
No.
morning?
Very, very nice. It went really, really well.
Everyone says it was good except Joe, who says you sucked.
Well,
Oh, Joe says I suck.
I even listened to it.
really?
did you?
I didn't even know that he was going to be on it. And Dan's aunt,
You didn't?
Dan's aunt text messaged me yesterday, and she was like, "I just heard your dad's going to be on KFan tomorrow morning." I was like, "Good news to me." And so then
Haven't we been talking about it all week?
I have not when I've been here.
Huh.
And so I turned on KFan because when I was driving the kids to school, and I was like, maybe he's on right now, and he
Yeah,
was.
8 to something, right? Were you there the whole time, 8 to 10?
8 to 9.
Oh, okay. 8 to 9.
Yeah, I dropped them off at school at like 8:55, so they listened to it for
We
a
were-
couple minutes.
No, they couldn't have been nicer. They were very, very. Well, I've known Meat Sauce since he was 16 years old, but some of the people I had never met before, Marnie was on the show. They could not have been nicer. It was very. It was, and I hate to say it this way. I don't mean old time radios and old radio. It was just good well, like the conversations we have on this show, they're good conversations. But a lot of podcasting now is way over the top and people yelling and screaming and here's what you should believe. And, I'm not wild about that. But we do on this show as well. We have nice conversations and that goes very well.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
Either
listening from the K-Fan Morning Show, if you're a new listener from there, drop into our chat room at chatsy.com/Tom Bernard Show or text us at 612-361-6622.
And another great surprise that I got, I walk out, and who comes out of Studio B? Bob Sansevier's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Does she work at K-Fan?
Yeah, she works at what's the
K102.
K102?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yep.
Yeah, she works at K102. There you go.
Huh.
But God, it was great to see her too. I saw so many people that I hadn't seen in a long time. Marnie Gellner is just wonderful to work with, and it was a very, very pleasant experience. It's what radio still should be, used to be, mostly kind of missing now, unfortunately. But they're doing a good job over there. K-Fan's doing a great job. All that stuff. Power Trip does a great job. It's what radio should be, no question about it. But it's all about money now, as you know. It's money, money, money. So, cumulus buy radio stations that have no idea what the hell they're doing, and they drive them right into the ground.
Well, radio became a commodity.
Radio stations. Yeah, they trade them like Pokemon cards.
They do.
Or baseball cards for our listeners.
Yep, it sucked the soul out of a lot of things. Same with movies. When it was all about the blockbuster, a lot of artistic stuff just went away.
Yeah.
I'm actually hoping we'll start seeing a pivot just with all of that, because Marvel in the past couple of years hasn't had the same type of box office sales that they've generated in the past decade.
God.
I know. I'm actually kind of happy about that too. Like, they're not going away. We know that, but I don't think we're going to see them at the same rapid pace that we saw them at. We've seen some of the TV shows already go away. So I think that people are realizing, like, we want something else in the movie theater. There's so many audiences that aren't being served at the movie theater right now. And I'm hoping, because things, everything seems very chaotic in the world. And this is when I think that comedy is going to make a comeback. I've predicted that before, but I feel like the sitcom will make a comeback. I feel like a good 90-minute or hour and 45-minute comedy in the theaters, not just on streaming, will hopefully make a comeback too. And you'll have that moment that something about Mary? Is that the one with Cameron Diaz? It kind of came out of nowhere, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, you have to go see this movie. It's that great word of mouth film that people finally just jump to the theater and go and have that collective comedy experience.
Right.
I would like to have a few laughs instead. It's all some violence and bloody and
Yeah, I know the true crime trend has really shown in theaters.
Yeah,
because every movie now is about some woman getting kidnapped and tortured in a basement somewhere. It's like, how much of that do we really need?
Well,
that much.
white women. White women are the driver of
yes, they
crime.
sure are.
True, it's the audience, and I'm to blame too. I will throw myself in that lump. I have spent many years watching Dateline or listening to the podcasts, and we also see Netflix sort of adapting a lot of those stories for their streaming network. They've done very well in true crime. In fact, right now, the Gabby Petito story, that docuseries, is on Netflix and generating a lot of buzz. And people probably remember that story because that happened during the pandemic. But we are an audience for it. And as long as the audience has a hunger for it, we're going to see that seep into Hollywood.
God, it was so amazing. You guys brought this up a little bit earlier, but I was watching a little television this morning because I woke up early, and I'm watching some television. And I don't watch the news channels anymore. I just stay away from them. But they still show up on other channels, and coming up tonight at 5:00 on the NBC News or whatever. These political parties are just never going to stop. You had one come on, just let them go forward with what they're doing. They're going to destroy themselves, and we'll be back after this. And then the next one comes on. Yes, we've destroyed them. We beat them down and we won, and they're very upset. I mean, it's like you're in junior high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think everyone should do?
What?
go see Paddington in Peru.
Oh,
Yes.
We did. We saw it.
That
We did.
and it's so adorable and just like the perfect little way to spend some time.
I still can't believe Fawn is aged out of it.
No,
She had
she's
no
not
interest.
She's not aged out. Of
I
it.
mean, she's
she
close.
she came out. She like when she saw the trailer the first time because we saw it a trailer for it when we saw I think Moana 2. And she was like, I want to go see that. And she's always loved Paddington. I think she just was tired and wanted to stay home.
Wait, how old is Fawn now?
She'll be 9 in May.
9. Well, she's reaching that like tween age though, and
Yep.
it starts younger than it used to.
Yeah.
Tweens used to be like 11 to 13 kind of, and now it starts almost like that 8 to 11, and things become not cool
She's
earlier.
too cool,
than they
yeah.
used to. Yeah.
That's not what I.
He's gonna
'cause
be so very soon.
She saw the trailer and she was like, I want to go see that to me. And I was like, absolutely. And she's always liked Paddington and she still likes all the little shows. Like, she still loves Bluey, all
Right.
that kind of stuff.
that's a good show.
But
Bluey's a
then
good show.
on the day, she'll still have to watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Well, why not?
Yeah. So, like, on the day, she just was like, I'm just not interested. And she just was like, I just want to stay home. And so I think she just.
I'm trying to think of the age groups that I saw in the theater. What would you say, Alex?
I mean, yeah, I'd say
Seems
like
small.
10 and under.
Yeah,
10
And there was
under.
there was an old couple that sat behind us.
with no kids.
No kids.
Huh.
Absolutely. When
Well,
I
there
But
were-
if you want a day at the movies and you just want something that's like light and makes you forget the world for an hour and a half, why wouldn't you go see Paddington in Peru?
when I'm
Honestly,
an old person, I'm going to make Dan go see all the kid movies with me. Absolutely.
I'm trying to think of when I got too cool for like kids stuff.
I
was probably 11 or 12.
I'm still
Yeah, it
not.
used to be around 12. That's
Yeah.
when kids
I
got
feel
too
like
cool.
girls go through it a little bit earlier than boys too.
Well,
At least in my situation.
yeah, it depends too, because like I know a lot of children like working in school and Fawn and dance and all that stuff. And Fawn's had some dance friends that like they were 8 years old and they were talking about their skincare and all this stuff. And it's like
that's weird.
because they had like
Yeah, there you go.
13-year-old sisters and stuff
And
like
social
that.
media is big on the skincare.
Yes, I know. And I'm just like, and you know, I try really hard to keep Fawn a child. I'm like, you're a child.
Good
you don't
luck.
need to be an adult and worrying about skincare.
Yeah, Tom and I were walking down the street and we ran into somebody we know, and she was talking about the fact that, 9-year-olds, they're targeting
Mm-hmm.
products
there's like lines.
Yep.
and advertising to children. I'm playing there going, do they really need chemicals on their face at 9?
And they're
Do they
buying
really need this?
There's like young middle schooler, late elementary school boys getting into this looks maxing trend.
Looks maxing?
Looks maxing, it means maximizing your looks, basically. So they're talking about like how to, sculpt your jaw so it looks more manly by like doing tongue exercises
See,
and stuff
this
like
is why
that.
I'm like,
And it's just so
don't
weird.
go on the internet, children.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that comes from
If
social
Ethan
media.
ever
for
starts looks
sure.
maxing, I'm breaking every device in our house.
I know. And YouTube is like my kids want to watch these like hamster mazes.
Oh God,
on
Ethan
YouTube.
watches so many hamsters.
I love hamsters.
YouTube is the number one TV channel for kids. Number one. And
Yeah.
it's beating even Netflix.
What
and
is?
I will say that
YouTube.
YouTube is.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah,
that
well, like so many kids are like, oh, YouTube. I saw this on YouTube and this YouTube guy and Mr. Beast and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, my kids don't know
No.
what any of that is because I only let them watch dominoes and hamsters.
yeah, Ethan goes on YouTube, he just knows hamsters.
And I don't even
And if
have
parents aren't watching, your kids are getting targeted for
Yeah.
other videos that they
Yes,
watched
they
right after
are.
the one you thought that they were watching. And
Oh.
California has a bill right now that would prohibit skincare companies from targeting and marketing
Good.
skincare
Good.
for kids under the age of 18, I believe it is. So
well, that's
usually if California does it, it starts to grab
Yeah.
onto the other parts of the country. So I think that's a good one because, when you're 12, you've got beautiful skin.
Oh,
So you need
Yeah,
sunscreen.
for real.
You need sunscreen. That's all you need.
sunscreen.
Right.
Yeah. I know. I told Fawn I bought her in her stocking like a Burt's Bees daily moisturizer for her face. And I was like, there's your skincare. I was like, it's dry out.
There's your routine.
Joy.
Your skin.
Go wild with that.
All right, we do have to take a break here. Be back in just a couple of minutes. More with Kristen Burt and Catherine Brandt.
Hey.
KB1,
What do
KB2.
you- should I play the surprise bumper for Mom and Alex
Oh, I think it's a good idea.
after the ads?
I like it.
All right.
works.
I'm scared.
So make sure to put your headphones on before the ad ends.
Okay.
The last ad.
Okay.
There's 2 ads.
Just keep them on.
Yep. Just listen to the ads. Support our advertisers.
There you
Yes, support our advertisers.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands free, but you can't have your phone in your hand for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
You're listening to the Tom Bernard podcast.
There he is.
Could you play that one more time? I want to hear it another time.
One more time.
Yep.
Just fade that out. And yes, I can.
You're listening to the Tom Bernard podcast.
He's professional at 3 years old. I think that's just absolutely wonderful. Yeah, let me say again, I went on the K-Fan morning show, the Power Trip morning show this morning at K-Fan, had just a ball over there. Every person was just so nice, pleasant to work with, talked about a lot of different things, and it was a really, really good time. And I'm getting 8 billion messages from you, so thank you for that, because apparently you all liked it too. So I appreciate that immensely. Kristen Burt with us, Catherine Brandt with us, KB1, KB2 with us on the show together. What are you doing, Catherine?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make little adjustments before you get back and have a heart attack. You're not going to be able to move your mic around a lot because it's a shorter cord now.
I don't move my mic around anyway.
Good. Then we don't have a problem.
I don't ever touch it. There's no question about that. So what else is happening, Kristen Burt?
Well, I know over the last 2 years, we talked a lot about this show. It is officially getting a season 2, Jury Duty. Do you remember we talked about this with James Marsden?
Yes.
Did you watch it, Alex?
Yep.
I did watch it. Yep.
Yeah. So it was originally on Freevee. Freevee is no longer in existence because Amazon pulled it. Yes.
Well, it's still on ours. We can still access it. I don't know what the cutoff date is, but it's still around. Yeah, we quickly watched the rest of Corner Gas because we're like, it's going to be gone and we'll never be able to see it. And then it's still there.
Oh, that's so interesting because they're not doing any at least new content for it. So maybe they're just leaving it up as a fast network.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Kind of like Tubi and Pluto.
I've never even known what it is.
Pluto?
Freevee.
Freevee.
Free. There's so many of them.
There's Pluto and there's Tubi.
Tubi, yeah.
Similar to those other ones.
Well, Roku channel's wonderful. I love
Roku has one as well. Yep.
Let's see. It's supposed to be. Well, it's like rolling away. So one day it's just going to be
rolling away.
Yeah, it's
a slow roll.
They're at least they're not putting any money or initiatives behind it. All their new content is going strictly to Amazon Prime Video now. So season 2 is coming. It's already been filmed.
Okay.
And this time around, it's not jury duty because you can't do that again because anyone who's watched the show would know, like, hey, this is a fake show. It's a corporate retreat. Which could be, I think, really kind of like ripe for a total like type of Office spinoff, because anyone who's been to a corporate retreat knows how sort of crunchy and granola those can get.
So as of December 30th, apparently all Freevee content is on Prime Video.
Oh,
So
well,
you should
they
be
owned
able to get it on Prime Video.
Not
now.
a problem.
Yeah, it was a Prime streaming service for some reason.
But
I don't
now
know why
it's
they
like
would have a
all of
separate one.
Freevee is in Prime Video, and Freevee is one day it's just not going to be there anymore.
Oh, okay.
But the content will be on Freevee on
Yes. Amazon Prime Video.
And it already is, apparently, all of it.
Yeah. And Amazon does have some free content that if you don't have Prime will still continue to be free. So that's where a lot of the confusion comes into play.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that. What are you going to do? One thing I have noticed since Catherine's been out of town for a few days, there's not a whole lot to watch on television. I began to watch one of the shows you told me about, and this weekend I'll probably watch some with Catherine. We're going to get together and hang out, which will be kind of fun. But
now, which one are you watching? Paradise, Doc, or The Pit?
Pit. I watched the episode of Pit. Yeah, I mean it's good. I always thought when they blew television up as much as they have with all of these things, I always thought TV would get a lot better. It's okay, but it's not really better. It's just more.
Well, right now we're in the decline of content.
Right.
So hopefully they'll focus more on quality. But The Pit is getting a season 2. Mm-hmm. And kind of interesting about The Pit is that they have an interesting model. The reason they were able to give 15 episodes instead of usual 6 or 8 that we're seeing on most of the streamers is the fact that they had a pay structure. If you were a lead, you got $50,000 an episode. If you were supporting character, you got $35,000 an episode. Nobody got more than anybody else. Like that was a pay structure. You agreed to it. And that allowed them to add on those extra 7 episodes. So you would have like more of an actual story, because a lot of viewers are now saying, hey, 6 episodes and then waiting 2 years for another season isn't really great continuous television. So this is a better model, and a lot of other shows are starting to adopt it. We'll probably see this out be really becoming more popular as we go on.
I had a recommendation from a listener, Rusty. He said, have you watched The Terminal List on Amazon?
Oh, I haven't.
Based on the book series by Jack Carr. Anybody?
It's called The Terminal List?
Or the Terminal List. I guess
it's about a Navy SEAL who seeks to avenge the murder of his family. So it sounds like John Wick.
That sounds like something.
But he's a Navy SEAL.
Yeah. Taylor Kitsch, Chris Pratt, Constance Wu. It's a good cast.
Ooh,
Riley
good
Keough's in it.
Yep.
Patrick Schwarzenegger. He is the guy of the moment. I'm telling you.
He is, isn't he?
Patrick Schwarzenegger in the season 3 of White Lotus too. He's going to blow up after this.
Huh.
Oh.
Wow, I had never even heard of him.
Good for him.
He's like again. He got into acting, it looks like, relatively recently.
I know it's very famous.
He's been there over the years. It's been kind of like a steady rise, which is probably good, especially since he's a Nepo baby. But I think that this is his breakout year.
Yeah, seems like it. No question about it. But Chris and I talked about this before, but I'm sorry. If my last name was Schwarzenegger, I'd change it. I know it's famous. I know it's a very famous name, and everybody knows who he is. And now they know Patrick. But I just couldn't go through life with that name.
Well, then you're going to go, he'd be Patrick Shriver, Patrick Kennedy. And then we went into, I think, the Austrian names from Arnold Schwarzenegger's family. But he's a Nepo baby on both sides. He really can't win.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, what are you going to do?
Unless he went by his middle name. I mean.
Yeah, maybe.
What is his middle name?
Barack Obama's daughter, Malia, is going by her middle name and not using Obama as a filmmaker.
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger's middle name is Alois, so...
Alois?
Patrick Alois.
I don't know. It's not a great name for
going to fool everybody.
A powerful actor, man.
Yeah.
Malia
Ann, I believe. So Malia Obama. I think she's going by Malia Ann.
She's making films? What?
She's a director and a writer.
How old is she?
She is, I think, 25, 26.
Dear.
Yeah, well, Netflix The Obamas have been under contract for Netflix for lots and lots of money since he left the presidency. So
she is 26. Yes,
She's 26. Yeah, and she wrote for Amazon. Actually, she wrote for the TV show Swarm. I don't know if you saw that; it was really good. It's a Donald Glover production, and then she's done a couple of short films that were at Sundance. But she's using Malia Ann. But she is someone, I will say, that does not love her parents' famous status. And anytime like the paparazzi comes around, like she just like darts in a building. She does not want to be photographed. She does not want to be famous. She enjoys working in the entertainment industry, but she's not one to always walk the red carpet like some of the other Nepo babies might.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not comfortable with the fact that you were president of the United States twice and now you're a billionaire because Hollywood fell in love with you. I mean, I'm not saying you should have turned the money down, but it still makes me very uncomfortable. You know
But they all make money because they get the book deal and then they can do the private speeches. At least, I mean, how much are they making for a private speech?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
It is.
Any president, doesn't matter who it is.
Well, George Bush's estimated net worth is 10 to 20 million. So
well, he was rich going in.
He was rich.
Yeah, he's got old school money.
Barack Obama was not rich going in.
He was not, but you keep moving forward.
John Kerry's worth $250 million. How?
Teresa Hines.
Who's Teresa Hines? The
ketchup wife.
Second wife.
Oh.
That was his first wife.
Oh, that was his first wife?
Was it his first wife or second wife?
So Teresa Hines lost her husband, and then was that his first marriage? It could have been his first marriage.
First marriage. Let's see. No, second marriage.
Second marriage. So there you go.
He was married to a woman named Julia Thorne for quite a while, actually.
I had a thorn in my side.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But he's got Heinz ketchup money. Come on.
He's got Heinz ketchup money. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dough.
It is a lot of dough. You marry into those like old establishment, a Rockefeller, a Wrigley, you're good, a Vanderbilt. You're going to get some money.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. All right. So I'm going to get you out on time today. What do you think of that, sister? Pretty good. I'm getting you out ready to stop.
I just want to leave everyone, if they're looking for something to watch, it's a heavy weekend of like Spirit Awards and SAG Awards, but Suits LA is coming on Sunday. So a lot of people who I know enjoyed Suits, NBC will have that show, Suits LA, which is the spinoff and part of the Suits universe.
Magnificent. Well, I thought it was a wonderful report. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a great weekend.
Bye. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. The 2025 North American Banking Company Minnesota Golf Show is this weekend at the Minneapolis Convention Center, today through Sunday. I'll be there this afternoon, as a matter of fact, about 2 o'clock. Chris Reaver is going to do an interview on his show there, so I'm looking forward to that. Demo the latest clubs from all the top manufacturers. Save big on brand name golf apparel and sunglasses. Receive free 10-minute lessons from local PGA professionals. Watch game improvement clinics from the performance stage with top instructors and local pros, and so much more. Each ticket purchased also includes 10 free greens passes, a value of $350. Great live podcasts all weekend, too. See me as I join Chris Reavers on the weekly scramble. That is today at 2 p.m. on the Tri-State Bobcat podcast stage. Tickets and more information at mngolfshow.com. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming, but what if I told you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold, Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. Of course, they do involve risk, but Josh will take care of you. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
I'm gonna set my soul on fire.
You know,
Sorry.
when you first started playing that music, it was playing so fast, I thought it was going to be like the Chipmunks version of this song. Isn't it amazing? What did he die at? Like 42?
Something like that, yes.
He was not very old, but he died very, very young. Very wealthy, very talented.
What happens when you
very
treat your
drug addicted.
body horribly? Terribly.
Horribly.
Or horribly,
When you're
either one.
horrible to yourself. Horrible, terrible.
He was 42.
He was 42 years old when he died. That's
Yep.
that is horrible. That's
That is
bad.
Is it horrible?
It's horrible.
Horrible, baby.
Let's see.
100%
The
horrible.
official cause of death, anaphylactic shock brought
Ooh.
on by codeine pills.
Oh,
Ew.
codeine.
Oh, so it wasn't even. I mean, he was a major drug addict and alcoholic, but apparently it was anaphylaxis because he took codeine, which he was allergic to.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
That's the
Huh.
problem with those drug allergies. You never know till you take it.
So it's not a comfortable death. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Probably not.
That's why I'm
Probably
afraid
not.
of taking anything.
I know.
I can
You can be
understand
allergic
that.
to absolutely anything.
I know.
I know.
It is all true. So what's going on in the world, Catherine? Everything is good?
Well, we're getting the condo painted and some cabinet. See that white thing back there?
Yeah.
New cabinet.
Dang.
It's very spacious.
Very spacious.
There's cabinetry above here. I'm putting up this sound dampening stuff, which, how does that sound now? I put some stuff on the desk.
That's good.
Yeah, it sounds
Any
good.
better?
Yeah, sounds really good.
Okay. And then I can put some back up over here too
Well, it's like-
if needed.
It's like how the desk in that room where Alex and Dad are. I just cut out a piece of carpet and put it on the table. That's
Yeah,
really,
you did.
It's really all we needed.
It works.
Yeah,
really
I
well.
put some
Looks
this
dumb,
sound
but-
dampening. It's not soundproofing, but it looks so much better.
Well, you don't
than
need
that.
soundproofing.
Like the stuff behind Dad. Is that the mattress stuff or real soundproofing?
That's real soundproofing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because
there you go.
when we first moved into the condo and we had to have podcast studio south,
Yep.
it was COVID, and none of that stuff was available. So I remember, I think I ordered, that squishy mattress pad stuff, the
Yep.
egg crate
Yes,
stuff.
yeah, I remember.
I ordered that off of like Target, I think, sent it to me, and it was like, thank God we've got some soundproofing.
It worked
looked
really
like
well,
crap.
actually.
It does work great, and
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look too much different than the stuff behind you, but
Yeah. I remember in Breakers West, it was just like a bunch of cubicle panels with quilts over them.
yeah, I
We
know.
had like this weird cave that
Oh, yes,
we
I do
built.
remember
Yep.
that.
Oh yeah,
They
like
were all huddled around this one little table. Yeah.
well, so 27 years later, we have a proper looking studio.
Oh, remember the first shows I did 28 years ago from Florida?
Yeah, it was in the
I-
laundry room.
Mudroom, and I wrapped a quilt around me
Yep.
for soundproofing.
In that mudroom, I remember.
God, that was amazing.
Well, we had
Quite
we
the
had
time.
more space. We had a lot of space in that place. We could have done better. Well, we
We
took
could have
it all
absolutely.
out. We took all the laundry stuff out and threw it in the garage, so you'd have a studio.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
That's exactly what happened, and it all worked out in the end. I'll say again, I talked about it at the beginning, but going over to the Power Trip Morning Show on KFan, the people at KFan were so nice to me. It was unbelievable. There were like 7, 8 other people there, and they were just very pleasant. I ran into Sam Sansevier. I think somebody said, why was Bob's wife there? It's like, I must have said Mary Sansevier. I meant
Oh.
Sam Sansevier.
I don't think I've seen Sam since her wedding.
Yeah, I
And
don't
she doesn't
think
look
so.
any older.
I haven't seen her since she worked on our show, which
Wow.
was a while ago.
She,
Oh, that's right. You
honest
didn't
God,
go to the
doesn't-
wedding.
She doesn't look one day older than she did, and that was how many years ago?
Well, she's in her 20s now. Still, isn't she? Is she
I don't
30?
think-
Yes. Yeah. No, she's in her 20s still.
Yeah, you don't age
No
that
idea.
fast in your 20s.
That's true.
No, you
Much nicer than Bob. Let me just point that out.
For sure.
Yes. Well, the whole family's very nice.
Yeah.
I have to
They're
say.
all very
Mhm.
nice.
And by the way, I got to thank the listeners to this show and the listeners to KFan, because in the last 2 days, I've gotten over 350,000 messages, joins, all this different stuff on different sites. 350,000 people responded to that.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. Back in the old days at the queue.
So is it weird, Alex, hearing Dad on the radio again?
No.
No.
No, you got
Because I can turn the podcast on through my
Yeah, that's true.
phone
I know, but
in my
doesn't
car.
radio have a special kind of magic?
I mean,
for you.
it was nice to be able to just like turn on the radio and turn it to KFan and be like, oh, there he is.
Right.
So it
You know,
was
it is kinda
nostalgic.
different. It is different though. I love this working with my family. We talked a lot about the three of you on the show as well, and I did talk about Ethan. He was when he was over the other night, and he came up and hit me in the leg with a toy car, and I went, "Ouch! Don't do that." He goes over, he goes, "He's a bad guy."
Dad.
I thought it was very funny.
That.
Yeah, stop being a bad guy
Stop
to
being
your
a bad guy.
grandchildren.
He's
But yeah, I mean,
hilarious.
everybody over there asked me about you, Catherine, and about Andy, Alex, about the kids. All four
Tell
of
them
them.
to tune into the Tom Bernard Show. They'll
They
know
do.
They'll
everything.
know.
They all listen to it.
They'll be all in the know.
Our numbers have popped up quite a bit here, have they not, Andy? Since they, from what I've seen anyway.
Yeah, they've been doing well since the new show.
Yeah, no question about it. We like that, and thank you for all your support. And I don't know, maybe I'll get something going once in a while to pop back on the radio. It is a totally different. I love podcasting with the family. Don't get me wrong, I love it. And then being on the radio is a completely different experience that I haven't had in 3 years or whatever, 2.5 years. It was just a very pleasant day. I will tell you that.
It was a very pleasant day. It's 11 a.m.
No, I mean, I should have
Now
said
it's
pleasant
time
morning.
Well, and you also have something else you're doing today, right, Tom?
Yeah, the golf thing.
I do indeed. I'm going to the Minnesota Golf Show, brought to you by North American Banking Company. Bilski will be there. And I am doing the Chris Reaver Show from Joe Souchere's. He's part of Joe Souchere's outfit, and I think the world of Joe Souchere. Souchere's just a great guy. And so I'm looking forward to doing that show. That's at 2 o'clock at the Minnesota Golf Show. And then after that's over, I'm going to hang out for a while. And then I'm having dinner with Bilski at 5:30
Where is the golf show?
at the convention center. And I haven't been to the convention center in so long, I can't even remember where it is. So I'm going to have to look up where it is because I have
The
not.
Minneapolis Convention
Oh, yeah,
Center
it's
is
just-
downtown on
Downtown, but it's
Alex.
just like on the outskirts.
It is
like
the
very
outskirts,
easy
yeah.
to get to from like 35W and 94.
So that's where I'll go.
So it's very.
That
I
sounds
spent a
good.
lot of time at the convention center. At
Yes.
the competition.
Yes.
Oh, dance competitions. That's true. Yeah,
Dance
that's
competitions there.
absolutely true.
All the time.
And
No
I think
question.
there's
Are you
decent
bored?
parking down there too.
I keep yawning. I don't know what my problem is. I slept great last night.
I yawn all the time, and I always have.
And I yawn in here. I don't know
Is
if
it
it's the
weather changes?
fluorescent.
It's those
lighting.
fluorescent
Yeah,
lights.
like I always
could
yawn
be,
in
yeah.
here a
That could
lot.
be.
I'm
I
not.
hate them.
It's a
It's weird.
possibility.
But yeah, I don't know. I slept like a baby.
So do you think I should do radio like 1 hour a week or something like that?
I think
Sure.
it's not a bad idea.
You know,
Probably
follow,
not.
Follow your bliss, Dad. I don't know.
Well, I did. Look, I was in radio for 54 years.
Does that mean I have to remember how to put the tie line back in?
No, I think it'd be okay.
That's good because
No, yeah, tie line is a permanent kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you don't just like dial in.
not to toot my own horn, but
Oh, yeah.
I had to wire this whole blasted place again.
With Andy's help.
Well, Andy definitely. If
here.
it weren't for not FaceTime, Google Meet.
Google Meet.
I got the computer running by myself, which
You
is
did.
pretty good. And then I also had to order something called USB extenders, which I didn't know was a thing. That's a nice thing about AI. You can say, I have this problem, and it can solve it for
That's
you
true.
sometimes. I like
Dan
that. Grok.
just.
Grok is good.
What's grok?
Grok
Oh,
is
that's an XAI, I think.
It
right?
is so much better than ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is kind of the lobotomized.
And what's really, really good about Grok is travel planning. I was like, how do I get from this place to this place? And they're like, it's got the train, the tables, and the cost and everything, and where you go. It's pretty good.
I like the new Google AI thing where you can just like Google whatever.
Oh, and it just does
And then it just like
Yeah.
shows you a couple sentences or something about it at the top. If it's something just like simple,
Oh, yeah.
how long can this stay out at room temperature?
Yeah.
And then it tells you, or like, how long is this good in the fridge for? You know, just like random stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know. Because like we currently have our kitchen sink is backed up. Last night.
Ugh,
Oh yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, last night
nightmare.
yesterday. No. Yes.
Yesterday.
2 days
No,
ago.
yeah.
2 days ago. I made wild rice soup for dinner because the kids decided dinners this week. And it was like Taco Tuesday, wild rice soup Wednesday, 3-bean chili Thursday, all these things. And I made wild rice soup and I got a rotisserie chicken because then I was like, oh, I can, like, Dan can take chicken off the chicken and then put it in his and the kids' soup if they want. And rotisserie chicken's good for like their lunches and stuff at school. And then I was like, I'll make bone broth out of the chicken. So I just rinsed out the crock pot from what I made the wild rice soup in. And then I put all the stuff to make bone broth in there. I got home yesterday after school because I was like, oh, I'll let it sit in there for like 20 hours because the longer it's in there. And that's something I Googled on. I used the AI thing on Google and it was like, how long can chicken? Because turkey, you can do up to 48 hours, like the bigger the bone,
bones,
the longer. And it was like up to 24 hours is like as long as you'd want to go. I got home yesterday and the crock pot was off.
Uh-oh.
And it was all room temperature. It was on in the morning. It must have turned itself off. It must have like a timer
They're not supposed
thing.
to do that.
I don't know.
Unless
I
it
didn't touch
overheated. That it'll turn itself off if it overheats.
I had it on low all night long. Checked it in the morning.
There could be an internal short
stirred
or
it.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. But then I used it again last night for dinner and it worked just fine. So I don't know. So the bone broth was
that's too bad.
Room temperature. And so I was like, how do I dispose of bone broth? And it was like, run hot water and run it down the sink and use it as garbage disposal, which I did. But then but that's what the internet told me to do. And it's broth.
Well, it's
it
just
was
kind
liquid, but it wasn't.
But it's
like
also fat
or anything.
But it solidifies once it gets down there.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. So, but then even Dan was like, the broth shouldn't have done as bad as this is because he tried to fix it because he like drained it, he snaked it, he Drano-ed it, he put boiling water down it, and it's still not better. So Roto-Rooter is coming over later today.
Oh, we've had Roto-Rooter experiences before, haven't we?
Yeah. Enjoy your $500 bill.
This is our first Roto-Rooter situation because he was like, he worked on it for quite a while yesterday and he's like, I just can't get, I don't know what. And he's like, there's no way that it can be this bad from just that because
something
there's gotta
brewing,
be something else going on in there. And it must have just like been tipped the scales or whatever.
Well, it was 16 below zero for over a week. So maybe you got a frozen pipe somewhere.
Yeah, something.
I mean, drains don't really freeze.
I have no idea, but
to the street they might.
It was very, very cold.
We have a lot of dirty dishes sitting on our island. It's really fun.
I just love telling people. So I just got back from Minneapolis. Guess what the temperature was? They're like 30?
Oh my gosh.
16 below zero. And
They literally cannot fathom it.
No,
they can't.
Don't
How did you do it?
Go outside.
Can you breathe?
Walk outside and die.
Yeah.
I didn't even wear a jacket this morning. Went to the chiropractor.
No,
I was like, sun's out.
I know.
It's like 12.
Yeah, I see Dad's only got a vest on. Oh, he's...
Okay. Time to leave.
He's taking his vest and getting out of here.
Yeah, because one day last week when I was up there, he had his very heavy coat, which he will not wear. A heavy coat.
Wears.
He prefers to not wear a jacket at all. And he was wearing it the whole time when we were doing the podcast. He was so cold.
Oh boy.
He kept it on. It was zipped up.
I know I went to the chiropractor and then I got a little warm beverage and a croissant.
I bought a new coffee pot. I went to Costco yesterday and spent way too much money. Why do I go in that place?
You and Dan are like the worst people to go into Costco.
Well, they had
I'll just go down every aisle and Costco will tell me what I need.
No, I'm
and
out
you'll
of there
vibe on
as quickly
things.
as I can.
I am like, I'm in here for these specific items, then I leave. And Dan keeps talking about getting his own Costco membership.
No.
And I'm like, no, why would you do that? We have one that I like, but I just have one with my face and he can't use my face.
Yeah.
You can't?
No.
Oh, I didn't
They
know
have
looked
you,
that
they
hard.
scan your card and a picture of you pops up on a screen now.
It depends on the Costco.
At the
because
Eden
it's-
Prairie one.
Some
Ours
of
doesn't
them,
look
it's
at
like
all.
a 100-year-old man glances in your direction and
Yeah.
doesn't even
But
wave
then when
through.
you
He
check
just-
out, they like have you on there. And I don't know. Anyway, and he's like, I just need to get my own. I need to get my own. And I'm like, we always go as a family.
And you don't want him in there by himself.
And I do not want them in there. I don't trust him by himself. I haven't told him that. But I'm like, you don't need one. We always just go together. You don't need to go to Costco alone.
Well,
Like,
I went in
to Costco by yourself.
I went in to return a dress that I got online. Costco
Wow.
online.
That's
So
where
it was
we're
a
at.
$28 dress.
Sounds pretty.
And I came out with I spent a lot more money than $28. But I bought an old-fashioned regular coffee pot that you can program to have coffee in the morning.
Coffee. You're done with your Keurig?
I
You
have
had an
both?
espresso,
Why do you
right?
need?
I have-
an espresso, not Keurig.
I do have an espresso. I don't know. I just kind of started freaking out about all the aluminum.
You
Aluminum's
do freak out about
not-
things. That's true.
aluminum's better than plastic.
She sees something on X and is like,
Mm.
I
But
can
it's
only
not-
wear 100% cotton, and everybody needs to be taking milk thistle 3 times a day. And I'm like,
I
okay,
did used
get
to
off
take
the
milk
internet.
thistle.
You and my children should not be on the internet, and you and Dan can't be allowed in Costco. There, I've said it. Stamp of approval.
I know. I go in for socks and come out with a canoe in Costco, and it seems perfectly reasonable when you're in Costco.
Yeah.
It's really.
I mean, I've said it before, but the 2 times I've ever been like, I think Dan's dead because he was at Costco.
Sometimes
they
Melissa's
had,
in Target for like 2 hours, and it's like, what are you doing in there?
I can't.
Target's too overwhelming.
I
I mean,
don't
Costco
understand.
at least makes sense.
I don't
Costco
know.
is just as overwhelming as Target.
When I go to a
Not to
store,
me.
I want out
Yes.
as soon as possible.
The only time I will ever just like browse Target is I sometimes will go into like the women's clothing section and I'll do like a sweep, but it's like maybe 5 minutes. But
So you
that's
gotta
it.
look at stuff. I don't know.
I'm not a browser. I am like I got to get in, get my stuff, and get going.
I don't know. I feel like about 3 or 4 times a year, I want to go to Costco and just be able to like go down all the aisles and see all the stuff. Your father's terrible in Costco too.
I can't.
He's like, yeah, get 4 of those pairs of shorts. Oh yeah, those are nice. Throw those in the.
Shorts don't go bad.
My
But
kids just love
It's also cheap.
My kids love the samples.
Oh yeah.
Love the samples.
Ethan loves the, especially at Christmas time. You just go down all the blow up aisles. He'll just stay there for hours looking at all of them.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Sage will eat. It's nice because my kids eat pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the last time we were there, it was like, here's a falafel ball. Here's this, like, rice veggie thing. Here's, like, there was just, like, so many different things. And they just inhaled all of it. I was like, all right, well, there's all your appetizers before dinner.
There you go. I just had to go in the other room and tell them, what time you coming to the golf show? I'm like, I'll be there in about an hour. Don't worry about it. I'll be there. Yeah, the interview's not till 2:00, but I got to go hang out with Bilski. I'm having dinner with Bilski tonight. So, you know, I've had one of those days where I woke up this morning at about 5:30, and I've been on the run since then, and I will be on the run until about 9:00 tonight. It's going to be one of those 18.
Then you're going to sleep
days.
Wait, no, you're not. You're going to fly tomorrow.
No, I'm going to fly tomorrow, so I can't sleep in tomorrow
That's
either.
how every day of mine is.
But I'm looking forward to it.
That's how my life is.
I cannot wait to come into the condo because it looks beautiful.
It does look amazing. The studio is just so
And
painted
put in
every
cabinets.
Put in
thing.
cabinets,
Put in
painted it,
cabinets.
did all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
I don't know, because I feel like you keep on mentioning things that you might do or this and that, and I'm like, I don't know what's actually happening.
No, all
so
the
when
tables
we-
in there, they're gone. They were
when
replaced
we-
with built-ins.
What tables?
The
In
tables
the podcast studio. It's all
The
like
tables in the podcast studio? Oh, like what the
Yeah.
stuff was on?
They're
Oh,
built-in
okay.
desks now.
Oh, that's nice.
it's so
really
much
nice.
nicer. It looks
I know,
so much
she's-
cleaner and just so much nicer. And if this ever does turn into a guest bedroom, there'll be stuff where people can put their things in it. So that'll be nice.
There you go.
No
Well, we are
question.
officially, Andy, you should know this. Now, Dan and my children and I are coming down March
Officially.
31st.
Oh, so you'll be there when we're there.
So
for
we
a
will be
few
there
days.
when you're there for a few days.
We have to definitely go down to the beach for dinner almost every night when the whole
For dinner?
family's there. Yeah.
Why dinner? No lunch. We have lunch at the
Well,
beach.
Yeah, I
lunch.
don't
We
know
can have
about
lunch.
dinner.
Yeah, we can have lunch.
I think they serve till 5 when
My
Kids
kids-
World 5:00 is.
All the kids want to do ever is swim. My
They want to
kids.
swim.
And the Italian
is-
restaurant's nice because
what-
the kids
yeah.
can run around.
Oh, the
That
Italian
we should,
restaurant's
yeah,
great.
we could do dinner. Well, I don't know about Ethan and Cole.
Ethan can run around.
yeah,
He's
but
locked-
he
he's
still
locked
needs to
in.
be chased.
Yes, he does.
He does.
My
He
kids,
needs to
we
be
can sit at the table and be like, okay, just come back. But check in every once in a while, make sure.
Yeah,
your
they're
food's
old
ready.
enough. Yeah,
Right.
they're gonna. Well, Sage could still be a wild card. You still have to check on him.
No, he stayed by the basketball. If the,
Yeah, he stays
the
by the
basketball's right
basketball
there,
court. That's
he's not
right.
going
That's true.
anywhere from the basketball.
That's true.
Well, and if I tell him like don't go through this gate, he'll be like, okay. But yeah, so we'll be there for a few days while you're there, and
That whole family's going to be there. It's going to be wonderful.
Although
be nice.
there will be a day that we will have to go to Fort Lauderdale to visit Dan's friend that we didn't see because Sage was in the hospital.
Well, we got 2 cars, so that should work fine.
Yeah, and I don't know. The kids might want to do the kids club thing.
Oh yeah, I bet you they will.
Because that was fun.
All right, got to take a break. Be right back in just 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. You've heard me talking about them for a long time now. When they opened in 1998, they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. Well, a lot has changed since 1998. This commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities has not. So, if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com or stop by any one of their 6. They have 6 Twin Cities locations now. I'm going to be hanging out with Bilski all day, so I'll point out what a wonderful job I did on his commercials. Member FDIC equal housing lender. MyPillow is excited to announce that they're having their first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 30% on their brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one Mike has worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's. They are made right here in the USA. Get the 2020-15 6-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. The initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And the best-selling standard My Pillow, just $14.98. To take advantage of the first ever mega sale, go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM or call 800-516-5146. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship has sailed because right now every order ships absolutely free. What do you think of that?
Tell me something good. Tell me something so good.
Oh, tell me something good. Oh, yeah. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, the entire family on the show at the same time in 2 different locations.
Another 7 minutes.
Oh, you're going to go you have to leave?
Yep, I got to be at school.
Well, we can wrap it up right at the
Just
bottom
go
of the
shape
hour.
young minds.
I sure do.
Not a pro. Oh, you're shaping young minds. Is that what you're doing?
Sure am. Well, I will do a lot of. My job is basically hugging children and grading.
What you do is hug children and grade them.
Most of what I do is hug. Well, not in preschool. There's a lot of. There's no grading because they don't do actual work.
And that's why you're sick all the time, is hugging all those germy kids.
Not anymore. We haven't had anything, knock on wood, since Christmas.
Well, yeah, I suppose you went through it already.
Not even a sniffle.
Good.
I know. I think we just got like bombarded all at once and got it out of the way, which I'm like, I'd rather have that than like be on and off sick all cold and flu season.
I know. That's
But
how
I
it was for
also
us
now
last year.
have like the protocol. I'm like,
Yeah.
the moment I hear like a.
Well, your kids are also getting to the age where they can like wash their hands after blowing their nose properly and that sort of thing.
They can do that.
That's the thing. I looked it up, and it's like 2 to 5 is like the prime time for getting everything because
but I mean,
they don't wash their hands and they put everything in their mouths and they don't understand like why you tell them not to do things.
I mean, they're still
going to get you sick all the time.
I know a 12-year-old that doesn't like still has a hard time covering his cough.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's just like their kids are gross.
Kids are gross.
It is what it is. I mean,
are.
like under 5 and under is definitely the grossest.
Yes.
Because they'll just shove their finger up your nose and then touch your eyeball.
Yeah, they sure will.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's what is that?
What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get this boarding pass on here so that
because
he's
She's doing
leaving.
the boarding pass
Like,
stuff
what's
now.
going on? She's doing the
Well, you
boarding
can just
thing.
send it to Andy. He can print it
Oh,
out.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Attach
That's true.
file. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Oh,
That's true.
Easy peasy.
I feel like I had something else. Like, I can mention.
I can remember to
this on
bring
the
these
show.
this commercial log with me because that'll be down there with me next week.
Oh, we had an interesting surprise this morning.
What?
What?
So
There was a bat in your kitchen.
we put Cullen and we just put him on a blanket on the floor
Mhm.
so he can just, hang out.
Yeah.
And then I go into the kitchen. I talk to Melissa for a little bit, and I go back to the living room, and Cullen is on the other side of the room.
Oh, he's rolling?
He rolled all the way.
Amazing how hard they can roll.
Yeah, he was doing he was doing
Stinker.
360s, and I'm like, he's spinning, and she's like, yeah, he does that sometimes.
It's
And then,
amazing.
but yeah, no, now he can get across rooms.
Oh yeah,
which
once they're rolling, they can really travel.
which means we need bed bumpers. Which
Yeah.
means we need to put up the floor or the stair gate.
I have a large bed bumper if you want one.
We already ordered one.
Oh well,
Yeah.
never mind then. I have. It's nice. It has like a zipper washable thing. Because we put it in Sage's bed because he was in a full size bed from like 2 on, so we had him on one side of the bed.
Ethan
where he
sleeps
likes.
under his bed. It works.
Fawn used to sleep in the closet for a while.
Yeah.
And then she tilted her bed on its side, slept in it like a cave for a
there
while.
you go.
Yeah, Fawn
Catherine.
always is up to sleep shenanigans because she wants to be the most cat situation she possibly can be.
Catherine, where's Jude?
Jude is snoring in the corner.
No, I
Yeah,
can
we
hear him
haven't seen him
snoring.
all
That's
day.
why I haven't seen him, but he can hear him snoring.
I was wondering what that sound was.
He was at the babysitter. So Cindy, the one that watches the children when they're down here,
Yeah.
she took Jude to her apartment for 5 nights. And it exhausted him because they have a dog and they also babysit some other dogs every once in a
God.
while.
boy.
So it was like a little playpen over there for dogs.
He's playing.
And I just think that he also didn't really know what was going on because he's like, "Where's Jude?" I'm like, "I don't really know where Cindy lives. He's somewhere in West Palm Beach. I don't know exactly."
That's all we know.
But I mean, they're really good to him and they really love him. And she just kept sending me videos and pictures of him. And he was in the car sometimes and he was here sometimes. And I don't know. So I think she just exhausted him.
He's a
How
man of
old
the
is
world.
Cindy?
I don't have any idea.
The reason
have
I
to
ask you
her.
is she's growing. She's like 6 feet tall now.
She's so tall.
She's really tall.
Very tall.
Yeah, I think she's
I'd
taller
say
than me.
if I had a guess, I'd say she was like 24.
I've been
think so.
noticing young girls are super tall now.
They are.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it is interesting because down here in Florida, you've got a lot of East Coasters, and they tend to be shorter.
Yeah, they do.
And everyone,
Northeasterners?
but now in the building, there's at least 3 women that are way taller than me. I used to be the tallest.
Oh,
person
yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
women
village
are
here.
getting super tall all of a
And they're
sudden.
younger and they're so tall. I was, "Oh, what do you
Yeah,
know?"
in our town, there's like pretty much every time I go into town, there'll be like a teenage girl who's taller than me walking around.
I feel like Minnesota's
Very
always
weird.
had taller people.
Yeah, we
Well,
have
but not
tall.
it's still, I mean, even in Minnesota, a woman over 6 foot has got to be first percent or 99th
Oh,
percentile.
there's Katie Harms and her daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all. My
All
niece is
very tall.
18 and she's 6'4".
Yeah, seriously, what's going on?
6'4".
There's that woman who walks her dog with the long black hair.
Yeah, she's probably
She's
6'4".
got 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, she's
Absolutely.
tall.
she is.
There are a couple moms at school that will like come in every once in a while, and they're I'd say 6 feet or over. One of them
wonder
is
if
a D1 basketball player.
I'm wondering, there must always be asked, do you play basketball? Do you play volleyball?
Alex, you got to hit the road.
I have a minute.
You have 1 minute.
I can leave now though if
Go
you
to
want
the
me to.
buzzer.
No, I don't want
Andy,
you
I-
to leave, but
I do have to warm up my lunch to eat in the car
I didn't want you to
like a
not eat.
real winner.
Oh, that's right. And with our new microwave.
New microwave because I have to eat lunch in the car on the way to school.
I always ate breakfast in the car until the time change.
I gotta do what we got.
Andy, I emailed that to you.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Make sure he gets it.
Oh, so
No,
you
Lose
missed-
that,
Yeah.
Tom.
I got my ticket to get into the golf show in my pocket. Now I got my boarding pass that I put in my other pocket.
What more could you need?
I'll get it all
Nothing.
figured out. No
Don't
more.
wash your vest.
Fare thee well.
All right, Alex, we will see you later
Bye.
I'll see you in March.
in March. Yeah, the end of March.
Well,
Yep.
Yeah.
see you on the
Looking
show.
forward to. Well, it's only 4 weeks from now, so it's not that long,
Only.
or
It's
5 weeks, I
yeah.
guess.
I know.
I guess it's 5 weeks, something like that.
Toodaloo.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll be right back right after this. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
Never seen you looking so bad, my funky one. You tell me that your superfine mind has come undone.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to mention this one more time. The 2025 North American Banking Company Minnesota Golf Show is this weekend. It's on right now, as a matter of fact, the Minneapolis Convention Center. Today through Sunday, I will be there at 2 o'clock. I'll probably get there a little earlier than 2 o'clock. Probably be there about 1:30 this afternoon. Demo the latest clubs from all the top manufacturers. Save big on brand name golf apparel and sunglasses. Receive free 10-minute lessons from local PGA professionals. Watch game improvement clinics from the performance stage with top instructors and local pros, and so much more. Each ticket purchased also includes 10 free greens fee passes, a value of $350. Great live podcasts all weekend, too. See me as I join Chris Reavers on the weekly scramble. That is today at 2 p.m. on the Tri-State Bobcat podcast stage. Tickets and more information at mngolfshow.com. So, what are you smiling about? What are you so happy about?
There's a lot of people walking back and forth in the door because they're still painting in here.
Right.
And I just saw one of the people walking with a pretty good-sized jacket on because everyone is complaining about how cold it is here today, and I think the high is 73.
Freezing.
There you go.
And this morning, I think when I walked Jude, it was around 65, and it just would walk by people. Oh, it's so cold outside. Oh, it's so cold.
I know.
Oh, it's so cold outside. It's like, I just was in 16 below. This is
Sweating in
nothing.
shorts.
Yeah.
Well, it could be, no question. But it did warm up here, thank God. It's now 15 degrees above zero.
I mean, with the sun and no wind, it honestly feels warm at this point.
That sounds
I don't know
horrible.
if it feels warm, but
feels
it
like
feels a lot
2.
better.
Okay, never mind.
It feels like 2, so yeah.
But the high is 25.
high
It's
Oh.
going to be 45 degrees on Monday.
That's what I heard.
It is amazing how in Minnesota, anything above freezing does not feel too bad.
No, 40 degrees in the sun without wind feels warm in Minnesota.
40 down here, you are freezing your butt off.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's a whole different 40.
I don't know what probably because it's there's
It's
humidity
in the
in the
air.
air here. Yeah.
That'll do it.
But
All right.
well,
so-
yeah, if you go up to the Great Lakes area, yeah, unless it's like 80 degrees, it feels freezing because of all the moisture in the air.
New York is like that. New York is very damp. And when it's cold, it just goes right into your bones. You know, you
Yep.
got that thing where you just can't warm up.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, Catherine, I wanted to tell you, both Officer Dave and Michael Bryant offered to take me to the airport tomorrow, so I don't even have to take a taxi.
Oh, so you have a backup plan. Good.
I got a backup plan and a whole deal to make sure that I get there. What time's flight time again? Like 10:30?
10:30.
Yeah, it's at 10:30.
Be there by 9:30.
Forward to seeing you down there. Any wrap-up words from Andy, Catherine?
Well, this
Anything?
says it's boarding at 9:50, so
Well, boarding at 9:50. Yeah, it takes off at 10:30.
I don't know if I'd get there at 9:30.
Why?
Why. Oh, too
20
early?
minutes before boarding?
Oh, 9:30.
That's such a crock.
9:50.
I get there 90 minutes before takeoff. At
Do you?
least.
90 minutes?
When we were a kid, it was like we get there 3 hours early.
Well, that's because we lived in Dayton. We never knew
true.
if we
And
were going to
also
get to the
wrangling
airport.
Wrangling children is different.
I probably live farther from the airport than Dayton at this point. So
Yeah, you do.
So yeah,
Yeah, true.
we're gonna be leaving real early when it's time to go.
Domestic flights, I never get there much earlier than an hour and a half.
I got to be honest with you. It's going to be first time in how many years that the whole family is going to be down in Florida.
Long time.
I'm not going to be on vacation either, but I mean, doing the show is not. It's kind of like being on
We
vacation.
can maybe take one day off.
Well, we're going to have to, I think, take at least one.
Oh, because you're not going to be there, yeah. There'll be no producer.
Yeah, I'm going to have to really think about how I'm going to be producing the show from down there with just my laptop. It's going to be tough.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about a thing.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm going to bring all the.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring all of the commercials with me. So unless there's something added. Oh, by March there will, because February. I've never understood that. Maybe I'll close the show out this way. I don't know why it is, but in radio and podcasting, February is always the month that a lot of advertisers take off. Is that because they spent so much during the Christmas and New Year holiday that
it's probably
kind of catch up with them?
They're dealing, it's probably something about the fiscal quarters and taxes due and everything like that.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
that is probably true. All right, any closing words?
Trying to think of any fun Ethan stories that we've had recently. But
he's been unbelievable. He was so sweet the other day. And I'll tell you what, Nana, it's a whole different deal when you're leaving and when I'm leaving.
He didn't throw out
tantrum when we left the house on Monday.
Did he throw one? I mean, I was negotiating hard, and I got one shoe on. But then
got much worse than that.
I almost got the second one in, but then Melissa came in, and then it started the whole thing all over. Then the shoe was off.
I suppose I never told you. So when we left, we got into the car, and as soon as we started getting into the car, he freaked out. He freaked out so hard that he passed out on the way home. And slept. He probably slept for a good half hour, which he does not sleep in the car ever under any circumstances.
Okay.
It can be 10 o'clock at night, and we can be driving 2 hours home, and he'll just stay awake.
Oh,
so
kid.
We get home, and he wakes up, and he starts freaking out immediately again. But he won't tell us what's wrong. He just said, "I don't feel good." And I'm like, "What? Do you feel sick? Does your stomach hurt?" And he just won't talk. So we make him go to the potty because we were on the road for a while. And he's sitting on the potty and he won't get off the potty. And Melissa gets fed up with it. And she says, "Okay, you go deal with him." And I'm like, "All right, kid, I need you to tell me what's wrong, or we're just going to have to put you in bed and you're just going to have to go to sleep." And he just goes, "I want Nana and Bop Bop."
Oh, real sweet.
Yeah,
what a sweet. Matter of fact, why don't we close the show with, okay, we'll talk to you guys next week, but we got to have our professional announcer do the close of the show today. Ethan, the professional announcer.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Tom Bernard podcast.
Every time I hear the same, reminds me how you talking my door.